Welcome to the homework portion of Independent Samples t-test. Remember, the Independent Sample t-test looks at a dichotomous variable. That's a two-leveled variable. In most cases, though, that dichotomous variable will not overlap, especially in Independent Sample t-test. For this one, we're looking at the body image data set, and we're looking at the theme of performance, which is right here, performance. Okay, we're looking at male versus female. In the group statistics, we're looking at the n being the subset. It should be a small n, but that's the way SPSS does it. 13 for the male and 27 for the female. You see the means here. The means have 4 digits. It's got to be brought down to 2. So 692 needs to be 69 because we're not rounding it up. Down here we have the same problem. We can move these out. SPSS sometimes will put it out in 2 digits, sometimes in 4 after the decimal point. We must round up or down based on that number. Over here we have the standard deviation. For incidental purposes, we will decrease these to 2 spaces. You can't do this in SPSS, but you can do it if you transfer it back to if you export it out and put it in there. Then you see the female numbers. Okay. Levine's test for equality of variances. You see where it says equal variance is assumed and equal variance is not assumed. Okay. You see where it says equal variance is assumed. If this number is significant, meaning it's above 0.05, then we can stay on this top line. If it wasn't, we go to the bottom line. Okay. So it's above 0.05. We'll stay on the top line here. We have the t-value, which is negative 0.790, okay, which we will report all 3 numbers, okay, and then, I'm sorry, the 2 numbers, so we'll decrease this by 1, 0.79, and then the DF is 38 because there were 40 participants. The DF here will be n minus 2, okay, n minus 2 meaning 40 minus 2 equals 38, and here's your significance value sig two-tailed, and it's 0.435, which is above 0.05, which means it's non-significant. All the numbers here correspond to filling in this. An independent sample t-test was performed to determine students' perceptions of their body fat. And their performance and gender. Okay. Results of the analysis indicated a non-significant difference between the students' perceptions of their participants of body fat and their performance. T38 was the DF. That would be right here. Okay, negative 7.90, and P is less than 0.05. Is that correct? No. At 0.435, it would be above. So make sure that you're double checking and proofreading your stuff for errors. Okay, you notice that there's spaces between all of the actual numbers here. Everything has a space except for the T. The T is italicized. It's against the DF. Therefore, the participants showed no difference, and this is your therefore statement, which is your conclusion, showed no difference in the level of agreement in regard to the amount of body fat and their performance and the demographic of gender. And then for the males, mean, italicized, big M, space equals space 10.69, and the standard deviation was 3.90. And females, mean, here's the mean and the standard deviation. Now we have to make an analysis of this. That analysis is relatively easy. We look at the difference in the means. They're very, very shallow, okay, between the two. But females have a higher regard to their body fat and how much body fat they have compared to males. So the analysis when examining the means of the gender when compared to the participants' performance and their perception of body fat, the results showed female participants had a bigger issue with the amount of body fat and how it affected his or her performance. That's the entire analysis. So when you're working at this, you have to go back up, look at the means, look at your question, and then formulate an analysis based on the answers that you're given. In this data set, for your homework, you already have the first one done. You need to make sure that's in your homework. That's the one I just showed you. Then you need to do the eating disorders, the perceptions of body thinness, and this is everything. Remember that you can already know that these two, you're going to stay on the equal variances assumed because both of these are above 0.05. So you're going to stay on this line all the way across. Okay? And there's your means and your standard deviations. Make sure you're rounding to the hundredths place. So you have to do 2 write-ups there. Okay? Then here is the data for your independent sample t-test for your CBS, your project. So you're going to do the same thing. If you want to post this in your homework too, for me to check, so you can post it into your project, you're more than welcome to. That's the entire portion of your assignment. You have the 2 write-ups with the analysis for your homework. You have the 3 write-ups with the analysis for your CBS, and that's the entire homework for the week.